The first glimmer. The year 2137 was supposed to be another ordinary year in the long story of human space exploration. Humanity had long since spread beyond the confines of Earth, populating distant planets and moons in the solar system, and establishing colonies on exoplanets in other star systems. The vastness of the galaxy was no longer an unreachable frontier. Space travel had become a routine matter, and with advanced technologies, communication across the galaxy was instantaneous. Yet, in the most remote corners of the universe, something was beginning to stir. It began with a whisper, a flicker of light that no one paid attention to at first. Small variations in the brightness of distant stars were often dismissed as natural cosmic phenomena. But as the weeks turned into months, the flickers became more pronounced. Stars dimmed unexpectedly, and their usual pulsations began to deviate from predictable cycles. Dr. Alina Richardson, a leading astrophysicist at Astronova Observatory on Titan, was the first to notice something was off. She was scanning data from a distant system when she saw the anomaly. A bright star, located on the edge of the Sagittarius arm, suddenly began to dim at an alarming rate. The dimming wasn't just gradual, it was erratic, pulsing as though it was being sucked dry by an unseen force. "That's not supposed to happen," she muttered under her breath, her fingers hovering over the controls of her console. She quickly informed her colleagues, but they dismissed her concerns. After all, stars could sometimes behave unpredictably. But as more data came in from other observatories, it became clear. This wasn't just an isolated case. Across several star systems, stars were flickering out, some disappearing entirely. The silent signal. By the time the new year rolled around, the situation had grown even more bizarre. In some cases, entire star systems were losing their suns without any visible cause. The astronomical community could no longer ignore the growing threat, and calls for action were finally heard. Dr. Richardson's team, now deeply involved in the investigation, set out to study the pattern in depth. They noticed a chilling detail. The stars that were affected didn't seem to fall victim to traditional cosmic disasters like supernovae or black holes. There was no violent explosion, no gravitational anomaly, just a subtle but undeniable fading. Planets and moons orbiting these stars remained intact, but their light was now gone, swallowed by the ever-present darkness. The most unsettling part of the pattern was that the stars didn't simply die. They seemed to move. Their positions in space shifted slightly, their gravitational pull weakening, causing entire planetary orbits to destabilize. And yet, there was no explanation for what was causing this shift. Dr. Richardson and her team worked day and night, poring over data, trying to find a natural cause. But there was nothing. No meteor showers, no passing cosmic forces, just an eerie, unexplainable silence that slowly spread across the galaxy. "Whatever this is," Dr. Richardson said during a meeting, her voice filled with unease, "it's not a natural phenomenon. Someone or something is actively changing the stars." A cosmic pattern. As the weeks turned into months, the number of affected systems grew. Entire sectors of space, once filled with thriving colonies and bustling trade routes, were plunged into darkness. Stars blinked out one after another, as if they were part of some grand cosmic design. And still, there was no sign of what was behind it. Dr. Richardson's team discovered a disturbing new development. The dimming stars weren't just fading. They were arranged in an unnervingly precise pattern. It was as though someone had mapped out a course through the galaxy, extinguishing stars in a perfect geometric formation. The pattern stretched across thousands of light years, covering entire sectors of the Milky Way. "Look at this," Dr. Richardson said one evening, pointing to a holographic map of the galaxy. "The stars aren't just dying at random. They're following a specific route, like a trail, a path that leads straight to something." A chill ran through the room as the implications sank in. The stars were not just being destroyed, they were being guided towards something. But what? The crew worked tirelessly, trying to trace the origin of the pattern. Their instruments detected nothing unusual at the epicenter. There were no signs of alien ships or advanced technology. It was as if the disturbances were emanating from nowhere. Then one night, as the team was reviewing the data from a newly discovered sector, something else caught their attention. A subtle distortion in the fabric of space itself. The stars weren't just dimming. They were warping the space around them, bending light and gravity in ways that defied explanation. Whatever this force is, it's far beyond anything we've ever encountered, Dr. Richardson said, her voice filled with both awe and terror. And it's spreading. The silent encounter determined to uncover the source of this cosmic devastation. Dr. Richardson and her team embarked on a perilous mission to the edge of the galaxy, where the disturbances seemed to originate. Their destination was a void, a place where the laws of physics appeared to break down completely. No stars, no planets, no signs of life, just an empty, silent expanse. As they approached the center of the anomaly, the crew's instruments began to malfunction. Gravitational fields fluctuated wildly, and communication with their home base became sporadic. A strange static filled their radios, and a deep, resonating hum filled the ship's hull. "Brace yourselves," Dr. Richardson said, her face pale. "We're nearing the epicenter." When they finally arrived, they saw it. It wasn't a ship or a weapon or anything that could be physically observed. It was simply a void. A space where nothing existed, yet something was there. An energy, a presence, something far beyond the capacity of human comprehension. And then, the voice spoke. "We are the silent ones." The voice wasn't heard in the traditional sense. It didn't come from a speaker or through their comm systems. It wasn't even a sound. It was a thought, transmitted directly into their minds, like a wave of consciousness that washed over them all at once. Cold, detached, and indifferent. "You are too late," the voice continued. "The stars will die, and the darkness will take its place. You cannot stop it." The words hit them like a physical blow. They had always thought of alien species as invaders, with ships and weapons, hostile, aggressive. But these entities weren't invaders. They weren't here to conquer. They were beyond war, beyond the petty squabbles of civilizations. They were something more ancient, more fundamental. They were here for an entirely different reason. The stars were fading not because of war, but because the galaxy itself was being unmade. And the Silent Ones were the agents of that process. The silent war. With this revelation, Dr. Richardson's team struggled to grasp what they were facing. They had always believed that life in the galaxy was determined by the forces of creation, but now they were confronting a force that operated in the realm of destruction, not through violence but through erasure. The Silent Ones weren't an invading force. They weren't conquerors. They were the keepers of entropy, ensuring that the universe followed its inevitable course into dissolution. Despite this, the team refused to give in. Humanity had faced extinction before and survived. Surely there was a way to stop this. They couldn't just stand by while the galaxy was wiped from existence, but every attempt to reach out to the Silent Ones only met with silence. There was no negotiation, no compromise. The universe was slowly being rewritten, and no amount of resistance would change that. "We are the guardians of the end," the Silent Ones had said. "The cycle must close." The galaxy was being erased, not out of malice, but out of necessity. It was the natural order of things, and nothing could prevent it. The final revelation, as the last of the star systems fell dark, Dr. Richardson realized the true horror of what was happening. The Silent Ones weren't invaders. They were the universe's final safeguard, ensuring that the cycle of creation and destruction continued. They weren't interested in life or death. They were interested in balance. And as the last star blinked out of existence, humanity's fate was sealed. The survivors, scattered across the galaxy, could do nothing but wait in the cold silence of space. There would be no great battle, no dramatic showdown, just the fading of the light, one star at a time, and in the end, all that remained was the dark,